Hey, church family. Just had a couple of thoughts after yesterday's message on sacrificially loving one another, and I wanted to share those with you today. The first is just this: who should we be sacrificially loving? And let me just draw our attention to that inner circle, that immediate family, our friends and our church family. I just really want us to be considering those that God has connected us with, and so our church family is pretty important. First Corinthians 12 talks about how the body of Christ is uh, the support network that God has given, and when one part of the body hurts, all the rest of the body hurts as well. And so we really need to be connecting with one another during this time and loving one another. The next circle out goes into our neighbors and our coworkers. These are the people that God has placed us amongst, and so I really want us to be um, thinking about those people that God that lives right around, immediately around us. I just had a conversation with Cam Wolford, our missionary, and he was talking about a lady in his neighborhood who had died, and nobody knew, and so she was. That was just because people weren't contacting her, and she had come down to a couple of their barbecues and stuff, and so that really struck home. And so, if you remember, last year we did this study on who's my neighbor, and we put out these neighbor maps, and they're magnets that hang on your fridge for you to be able to identify who the people are. This is really important. This is a great opportunity for us as a church to be the church for those that God has placed us amongst. And then the next circle out, really we want to be considering how we can love the public service workers locally and globally. We have so many people who are working hard, especially now with the new stay-at-home orders from Governor Whitmer. And so this is the moment where these people are still serving, they're still working, they're providing those essential services, and we need to be kind and loving and caring for the people that are putting that time and effort in. So that's doctors, nurses, grocery store workers, gas station attendants, our city workers, municipalities, our law enforcement, fire departments. There's just so many people who are out there working, providing essential services, and they need us to be reflecting the light and love of Christ to them as well. So here's some ways to do that. Practical ways to love is initially just contact. We haven't done probably a great job of that as a culture because we haven't needed to. But now, you know what? We need to up this and to be doing this better. So we need to use technology well to make contact with those around us because face-to-face contact is going to be limited. Make a phone call. It probably is the best way to make interpersonal contact, a person to person, and have a conversation with them. You can send a text as well. Maybe that's more natural for you to text the people around you. Definitely, if you're going to brave yourself to go visit somebody, call first and make sure that they're okay with you stopping by. But let's limit our blanket media texts or posts. Those are definitely impersonal and probably not the best usage of our time. And so let's use our time well in connecting and making contact with those around us. Some things that you could ask when you're making contact is how are you doing, or what adjustments have you had to or are making as a result of this situation that we're in? What challenges are you having or anticipate having? How could I or the church be an encouragement to you and your family? This is a super great way for us to be able to communicate. Now, let me say this. If somebody from church calls you and asks you these questions, be honest with them. Don't be like, oh, Pastor Phil told you to ask these questions. They're just making an effort. And same with in return. Make that effort and use these tools and resources to be able to encourage the contact that you have. We have encouragement cards at the church. You can stop by and pick up those postcards. I'll even send you with some postcard stamps so that you can use those to be able to encourage people. They're a great tool as well. Sending notes. We're thinking about our people in the nursing homes who can't have visitors. Find ways to be able to still encourage those who can't have contact with the outside world. Those are just a few things for us to think about, and if maybe even you could consider shopping for the people around you. Think of your neighbors before you go to the grocery store. Ask them if you could pick up anything for them, saving the trip, especially the elderly, the widows, the shut-ins around us. Let's find ways to be the church and to reflect the love and light of Jesus Christ in this world. have a great day, First Baptist Church, and hope to see you soon.